everyone. I'm so excited to welcome Armond Pulphus, and he is the author of From Deficient to Efficient, Being the Best Version of Yourself. Armand, can you tell us a little bit about your book?
Well, I've had a few, trials and tribulations through my life, and I was able to overcome it with certain principles. And these principles, I decided to put them in a book. These principles are, built upon being responsible and accountable, and adopting a certain leadership style that allows you to be a more compatible um, member of any organization, society, especially family.
Mm-hmm.
And so that leadership style is servant leadership. And so I
Mm-hmm.
decided to put that in my book, and that's what the book is about.
Oh, this is wonderful. I love this leadership style that you talk about. I think that it's so important. And I think that it can really, give us a sense of fulfillment as well. And it sounds like you also have some practical elements, which I think is great. I think that people can, take those practical suggestions and actually apply them to their lives. So I think that this is going to be super helpful. Armand, what was your inspiration for writing the book?
Um, well, to be honest with you, um, I look at my family and and I felt there was some dysfunction there,
Mm-hmm.
and not something that's significantly negative. However, just not necessarily as productive as I felt that we could be,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt like it was like I said, an element that was missing, which comes from a leadership style. So the leadership doesn't necessarily is not limited to because I'm a man and it needs to be masculine.
Mm-hmm.
It can be feminine as well. So we can talk about a matriarchy, we could talk about a patriarchy. Either one is fine in their capacity. Just understanding, how to be selfless, considerate, ethical, and using integrity. You know what I'm saying, as far as a basis for how you lead. And just being considerate. And so, also in the book, I talk about darker elements of personality characteristics and traits to look out for. What I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, to not allow to get out of hand. And I find that a lot of times in our society, these darker personality traits are glamorized and
Mm-hmm.
put up on the shelf or a pedestal. And I say, you got to be mindful of that because it can be beneficial depending on how motivated it can allow you to be. But if it gets beyond a level of virtue, it can get out of hand. So
Oh,
family is my
wow.
motivation. Yes, family is my motivation.
Yeah, this sounds like it has so much good stuff in it. I love that you talk about that, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, this can be applied to either sex. And then as you go into like you said, the darker elements that we can be aware of. This is such great information. Armand, is there anything else you can share about the book or about yourself or any messages within the book?
Well, just like I was saying, just being the a type of person that I feel anybody can relate to, regardless of gender, male or female,
Mhm.
race, ethnicity, nationality, across the board. I'm gonna be honest with you. Even children,
Yeah.
I think children need a better structure, guidance as far as how they're supposed to conduct themselves as well. And I
Hmm.
and I say that this is very beneficial for them. One other thing before we go, I wanted to let you know is that this book here, from deficient to efficient, is just the first of other books. So I got a couple other books that I expand upon as far as the premise right
Yeah.
here. So I got you are so negative, that's why I like you, and then I also have I can be narcissistic, but I'm not a narcissist.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So, this is just the first of many.
Uh-huh.
And, if you guys can look out for those as well. I got some good stuff. And then, and then I guess the last thing I want to say is that I do already have a book already out as well, and it's called "Who Gets the Big Piece of Chicken." So that's
Ah,
this is for sale as well. And I want to say who gets the big pieces of chicken is a topic that you kind of hear, in social media type of elements, where they kind of debate about who is more deserving of the big piece of chicken, when
mhm.
they come home. And so I kind of, delve off into that, and I have some practical anecdotes and examples of why someone specifically, whomever, deserves that, and
Oh,
why.
this is great. I love the titles of all of your books. They're really, really great.
Okay.
Armand, do you know when your other two are going to be out yet?
Oh well, the other two sometime in 2026,
Okay.
um, because right now, I'm studying for my doctorate
Uh-huh.
in business administration. So technically, I'm not a student; I'm a candidate. So this is not a dissertation, but it's a research project that I'm working on, and so that's going to take a year,
Yeah.
right? So that's a significant amount of thinking and writing that I'm gonna have to do with that.
Hmm.
Hopefully, when I do publish these books, instead of just saying Armond Pulphus, it'll say Dr. Armond Pulphus.
Nice. Yeah, congratulations. I'm working on that. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for sharing about your books. These all sound super great. And then the from deficient to efficient, I think is going to be so helpful for so many people. Again, for anybody who's interested in picking up a copy, it's Armond Pulphus. The title again is From Deficient to Efficient, Being the Best Version of Yourself. You can get it on barnesandnoble.com, amazon.com, and Apple Books, to name a few. Thank you for being with us today, Armand.
Thank you. Have a good one.